Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Sorry about that, I was muted. It is now time for episode 41 of our Railroader series here on the channel. I'm your host Desert Fox, like I said, and we're doing a little power hour before work. Yeah, like I'm literally just throwing this together right now. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Alright, so it looks like... No, that was my character sitting there in the Dillsboro. Like an asshole. Okay, so... Last night, when I got home from work, I had GLR 20 under my control. Come on, you bastard. Hello, Zach. How we doing today? Yeah. I am riding completely solo for right now. So, yeah. I just kind of... This is one of those ones where, you know, it's not mandatory that the others are here. It's never mandatory, I should say. Sorry, should have said that better. You get my point. This wasn't one where, you know, having the whole crew. It's never mandatory. I never put a... Stop acting like Gizmo, JJ, goddammit. You're acting like I'm putting a gun to your head. Well, you know, when there's like 150 cars worth of shunting that needs to be done, yes. Yes. Where the hell are you? When it's Bryson and Alarka, it's not so bad. That's really all that's left. I do gotta cycle some logs at some point. Yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. How am I? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The sun finally came out for like the first time in like 5 days. Excuse me. And felt good. You have no idea how fucking good that felt to just stand in the sunlight for 10 minutes. Seasonal depression is a real motherfucker. And I went the whole winter without dealing with it until like last week. And I got the whole winter's worth of seasonal depression in like 8 days. Shit sucks. Shit happens. And instead of talking about it like I should have, I just... You know, kept my mouth shut and just dealt with it. which is not the answer. If you are struggling, speak to somebody. Even if it's just a day. Let somebody know you're having a bad day. Yes, no. The world is not on fire. At least my world's not on fire today, so. All's well that ends well, I guess. Right. You know? It's one of those things where you feel like crap for a few days, and then the weather changes, and then you don't feel like crap no more. You know? It's weird. It's real freaking weird. Also, the streaming, you know, prior to work has also been helping. Because I didn't realize how much I liked actually talking to you folks. Your world was on fire for about an hour. Well, did somebody get hurt? Did anything like... Was it just an accident that happened that just needed to be resolved the right way? Like, I don't want to, you know, make you relive it, but I am kind of curious. Electrical fire on one of the local fire trucks. Oof. Yeah, no, that can get spooky. Was it a cab fire or an engine fire? Like the electronics in the engine caught fire, or was it a cab problem? And if it was a cab problem, were you in the cab? Because this sounds a little bit like a story I have heard before from my own father when he worked at Ford. Pump electrics? Okay. So, partially an internal system, partially an external system. That's a weird one. So my mom and dad, both work at Ford, the car company. At a factory. One does and one does. My mom still does. My dad doesn't anymore. And when my dad was working there, he was a static dynamic tester, and they put a car onto the static dyno test for him. And for the test, you sit in the driver's seat with the door closed with this giant computer panel sealing the door. That is a terrifying thing that has happened to you, JJ. I am sorry that happened. And so, they seal this giant, like, 300-pound computer to the door. It seals itself to the door, so there's no issues, right? Right. So my dad notices a smell in the car. He was a maintenance man for like 18 years. He knows what fire smells like. The fuel line sparked a fire there was an electrical shortage that's in a hole in a fuel line, like just an errant air hole, just one of those freak things in the actual line in the pipe itself, and it sparked a fire, and he smelt it. And now my dad is not like the biggest. He's not like the biggest guy, but he was like 240 at the time, and he has like a colostomy bag. He had cancer, so he's all sorts of tore up. He's not supposed to be doing anything athletic. He doesn't really even have like ab muscles anymore. Think of it like that. And so there's a video of him, and he showed it to me, of the car catches fire from the rear end, and the gas and the fuel or the fire is encompassing the fuel tank. And so you see him climb over the middle of this car, the middle cross section of the car, crawling out of the passenger seat as fast as he can, because you can't open the left side, the driver's side door, and you see him dead sprint like Usain Bolt, as hard and as fast as you've ever seen anybody run in their life. And about 5 seconds later, the car fucking explodes. And I'm not talking like it went poof. I'm talking it went fucking kaboom. So he calls me and goes, I almost just died. And then instead of coming home and getting that crap off him, he stayed at work like a psychopath. That's what dads did. And another good one. Jesus, JJ. That sounds like a perfect storm situation to happen to you. And then fire trucks, depending on the truck, can have 17 different computers controlling the electronics. Pierce-free aperture apparatus has had similar issues where the fuel line got disconnected, and since then they went up. Oh Jesus. Yeah, that's the last thing you want is like fuel lines going bad or fuel lines being installed improperly. It's like the one thing I am like I am definitely afraid of. You sent one to the Discord? Okay. I will check that out here in a second. Wait, hold on, JJ. This was you? Because you've shown me this before. This accident thing. This was you? I've seen these photos. Because at the time when you showed me this, you told me it was, like, you did not tell me it was you. Holy crap, dude. Holy shit. Okay. That got dark. Sorry. Glad to see you're okay. And I mean that genuinely. Like that's a lot of damage, dude. That was a lot of damage. And I've been in, like, I did a job before where I worked inside of houses that caught fire, and my job is to go in and throw all that shit out and gut the house down to the salvageable bits, the salvageable frame. And, man, that's a fucking smell you can't, like, there's a certain smell with that you just can't fucking get rid of, ever. And, man, I am glad to see you alright. It's same with you, Zach. You're able to, you know, you live through that, and you're able to sit here in some asshole's channel and tell about it, you know, and not regale in the story, but you get to tell people a very traumatizing story. Okay, I'll check that out when it pops. You know, so kids, if there's any youngins watching, just make sure if you're doing a job that involves fuel lines, brake lines, anything hot, a turbo, anything that can catch fire, just do that 30 seconds of due diligence. If you're trained to check stuff, check it. Just check it. That 30 seconds could save your life. And honestly, sometimes things are still going to happen. Things are going to happen. You have to just be ready for them. Especially your coolant lines. Make sure your engine's got coolant in it. You have no idea how many young people today, younger than me, and I'm a young person still, don't know how to check coolant, don't know how to check oil, don't know how to check tire pressures. You guys run your cars way too low on fuel, especially in the winter. If you're in the Midwest and you own a vehicle and if you're younger than me, please listen for 2 seconds. If you know about your cars, just go ahead and ignore me. But if you're younger than me, please, for the love of God, if you hear this at any point in your life, if a year from now, 5 years from now, if you're on the YouTube side of things, I don't give a shit. If it is wintertime in anywhere in the Midwest, anywhere in the mountains, never, ever let your car go below a quarter tank of fuel. Never, ever, ever let your car go below a quarter tank. If you can't afford it, never let your car go below half a tank. You want to save a half a tank of fuel to a quarter tank of fuel for an emergency purpose only. In case you're stranded, at least you got a little bit of heat. I think that's what he was referring to, like coolant lines. Just make sure your coolant's connected, it's not leaking, you know. But yes, I think that might be the most important thing, and this is coming from a young person. This is coming from someone who's lived it. I'm not preaching that as like some sort of like I don't know what I'm talking about. For all the hours of communication you'll actually hear on this channel, one of the few things I know how to do is safely drive in the fucking weather. Because when I was young and taught to drive, I did not drive on sunny days. I did not drive on a sunny day until I had my own car and license. Every time I ever drove when I was learning how to drive was in a snowstorm, in a blizzard, in a thunderstorm, flash flood conditions. Because if you learn how to drive in the worst conditions possible, driving in good conditions becomes really fucking easy. Yeah, they use that ATF, which is dumb. I mean, I don't know if it's really dumb. I'm not an engineer. But you would think that, like, they would have came up with a system by now to try to stop that from happening. Because it feels like when our, like, quote-unquote heavy equipment, and heavy equipment being fire trucks, you know, engines, locomotives, and excavators, you know, heavy moving digging equipment. I feel like if it's not the hydraulics that go, the first thing that I notice that typically goes is like the turbos or the oil lines or, you know, this, that, and the other goddamn thing. Alright, folks. So, we are about to have some fuck shit, potentially here. Sorry. We're about to have some fuck shit going on here at Alarka, I think. So stay with me. Because I want witnesses to witness any fuck shit that might happen here. The last 2 times I've been here at M2E, the other mine up here, I have had Kruger have a massive derailment that made no sense. It wasn't his fault. I have had a massive derailment that wasn't my fault and didn't make sense. So I want to get up here and just start figuring out what in the Sam fuck is going on. because Kruger had an incident with the outbound cars propagating and literally like landing on top of him. And I've had an issue with my train going from that sighting to this sighting and wanting to do like 35 fucking miles an hour. Tell that to Union Pacific. I think Union Pacific has blown more turbos in their company history than any race car driver, any racing company, any car manufacturer combined. You look at any photo of a Union Pacific train in the West, and that motherfucker is just blowing up. HME. Never heard of that. All right. I kind of cheated. JJ, don't look at it. You didn't see it. Don't yell at me. I did the forbidden. I just did not want to deal with the derailment issues. I thought that through, and you watched me do it. I'm not going to say what I did, but it didn't derail, and no one died. So as far as I'm concerned, Alarka can get bent today. Alarka wants to choose to be difficult for some reason. The past 2 updates. It's not going to bother me any. Okay. Based out of Grand Rapids. I don't know what it actually stands for, but I know we call it a homemade experiment. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, wait, Zach. Wait till you're in chat one day, and I'm not on camera, and I share the story of me driving in a blizzard up to. I was going to Big Rapids, to my son's mother's parents' summer house for the new year. Me and my best friend at the time, we that's like a whole ass story. Oh my lord. It turned into a game of, is this the road or the grass? Am I on the highway or gonna run over the median? You will never know. Let's just say after that snowstorm, when I got back home, I put my car in the shop for a couple of days and needed to replace 2 struts. God damn, my 20s were all, my young 20s were. Before I was 20, I was awesome. Now I'm just lame and I stay in the house. I'm allowed to go play whenever I want. I just grounded myself. Yes. So for the record, guys, it is 12:52 Central Standard Time here where I live. We will be going today till about 2:45. So we have a little under 2 hours to go. Just want to say thank you for hanging out. Best part of this is we're building a new Silva interchange cut. My first solo driving experience was in a blizzard on my birthday. In a blizzard through the US 131 South curves in Grand Rapids. You're talking about like the 131 is the highway into Grand Rapids if you're coming, say, from Indiana. That's the one where you go over the hill and then you drop in. Like, is that the one that I'm thinking of? Yeah, it's the like where when you in the fall time because I always love going to Grand Rapids in the fall because I always argue that Grand Rapids in the fall is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in the world. Haven't been to many places in the world. This might take because you come over this like you're on this really crappy highway. No offense, it's not your highway. You don't maintain it, so it's not your problem. There's this like really crappy industrial highway called 131, and you come rolling in over these hills. And Grand Rapids kind of sits in this valley around all of these hills. And all of the trees turn this like nice, pretty yellow and orange and red. And there's not really a whole mix of like the brown you get in the leaves in fall. And it just makes this it's a city of about 250,000 people. And it's got a little skyline and it's got high rises and such. It's a beautiful little city. I love going there for concerts and shit. I can't wait till my band plays there. Can't wait to go back to Grand Rapids. But it's one of those things where it's just really, really pretty. The highway though is something out of a Formula 1 demon hellspawn. There's no reason why it should be that curvy. You have it's not even a steep grade. It's a negligible grade. They close that whole thing? So, like, is it permanently closed? Like, they're getting rid of it? Or are they just repaving it? Because that thing was due for a repave, like, It was, so I came there last fall for a concert. I seen Hollywood Undead at GCL. GCL live at 20 Monroe. Oh wow, they're rebuilding the whole north end of it. So, because it does do that weird thing at the north end, doesn't it, where it like splays into like 8 different things. Because the south end just runs down back to 196? We're over here talking about Michigan highways. Because it's 94. Take 80-94 east, goes up. Then you get on 196. It's M6, sorry. You guys call it M6 to 196. And then, 196 back to 94. Eastbound and down. Oh, God, my voice is drier than shit. Excuse me, I am so sorry. Why didn't someone tell me if my voice sounded like shit? Right. I-96 is, that's north of Big Rapids, right? Because it's Grand Rapids. Because I'm thinking about it like I'm literally just picturing the lake. This is how I'm picturing it. I see the lake. I see Lake Michigan, and then just the towns kind of run on ball. It's kind of funny that you said that. I just don't do the true, like, that bellow thing that tenors do. I'm talking about highways and singing. Because tenors are more known for that like bombastic bellowing tone, ain't it? Oh, go to hell, JJ. Busting my balls. It's north of Grand Rapids. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, my mom lived in Holland. This is a good one. I like it. It was a good joke. My mom lived in Holland / Zealand. So it's the only reason why I remember. Yeah, it's the only reason why I remember 196. Because there's like a big ass Walmart or something, like 10 minutes before her exit or some shit. It's like some come around a corner when you're coming from Indiana. You know, when you get up there, you're almost there. You're tired. You know, you wore out from the drive because there's not a lot to look at. Yes. That's how I know we have reached civilization. I judge civilization in America based on the size of your goddamn Walmart. Was it a Buc-ee's or is it like a Big Boy? It was a fucking Big Boy! There was I think it was like a Big Boy restaurant next to it or some shit like that. Because there's like a big ass dude on a pillar like it was a statue or some shit. And that's where he stood. And it was like a restaurant. It was right next to that Walmart. I never got the chance to eat there. Always wanted to, but every time I went there, it was fucking closed because it was always late as shit at night. Yep, and the Steak and Shake. I don't remember the Pizza Hut being there. I don't remember seeing a Pizza Hut. It was a Shell gas station. Last time I was there, in the fall. Last fall. It might have been, but I know years before, I think it was a BP. You know the, we're sorry, people. Oh, we caused an environmental spill. We're sorry. I think I'm gonna take a trip up there this summer. When the weather's when the if I cannot suffer a stroke while trying to speak. I think I want to take a trip up there. It's been a while since I've been up there. Just taking, a nice day trip. Spend a day in the sun. Because I will say this, when you're up there and you're by the lake and you're by one of these lakeside towns or cities, you could literally forget in like some of these places. I've been to a couple of these beaches up there in the area where you go to them and it's the middle of summer, it's a nice hot day. But the way they have designed the town, or the way the town is, like, just the color scheme of the, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. Like, for any of you that have played, like, City Skylines or something, you kind of might get this. But there's something about that area that, like, it makes you go, you forget where you actually are for a second. Like, you don't think you are just in regular old Michigan, like, oh, my house is an hour and 45 minutes away. No, like, that's why, like, when I go up to Grand Rapids, like, I think about it, I'm like, damn. Like, reality is I'm like 2 hours from my house, but in this nice, beautiful places here, but it's this other part where it's like I am in a whole different world. I've never been to northern Michigan. Never been to the far north. I've only been as far as Big Rapids. So from my house, about 4 hours. So from here, my house to Grand Rapids is 2.5, 2 3/4. But if you're, if you do the 85 or 90 on cruise control, you get there in 2. But I've never been north of Big Rapids, and I think that's what, an hour and a half north of Grand Rapids. Yes, it's a very Dutch town. My mom worked at the Lowe's up there when it was still open. Yeah, so I've been about 4 hours in. I mean, I've been to Detroit. I've been to Canada. I went to Detroit. I didn't stay in Detroit, but I drove through Detroit. I went one way. I crossed through a small town into Canada, the one way going there over a highway bridge. It scared the shit out of me. And then coming back, we went through the main, like, Detroit interchange thing that they have. That was a fucking nightmare. And then drove through Detroit all the way home. Back to Indiana. So I don't know if that's technically further north on the map than Big Rapids, but I drove past all that crap. You still have your wooden clogs. That's dope, dude. That's fucking awesome. I think my mom has her wooden clug somewhere. So we're not Dutch, but, you know, my mom is one of those people, and I am too, where if I live in a place that, you know, and has a certain strength in a culture, you know, like Holland was a Dutch town. It was a Dutch city. And that it was designed like a Dutch city. It looked like you were in a Dutch city. So with that, like, my mom, like, she would not enamor herself entirely in the culture, but she would, like, study it. Like, that respectful, like, I'm going to live in this place. I'm going to know what's going on here. Like, I want to understand what the hell this town is about and X, Y, and Z. Which was pretty cool. And I think when my son was born, my sister was up at she went up to Holland and she got like a pair of the little baby things and got his name on them, and they were like a Christmas ornament. So those go on the tree once a year. That sounds like this place I went to in Denver. Because in Denver, I think they call it the Lost City Arcade. And you walk in, and it's a 2-level shop of, and they have it broken down by console. You can, just like any old retro arcade or a comic book shop, you know. But this place was real, like, I don't want to say high tech, but they had a lot of shit you wouldn't think. And it was impressive. So you walk in, and right when you walk in the door, boom, it's comic books. It's brand new comic books, and it's, you know, it labels just, you know, it's 2024 releases, and then it goes back by year, all the way, you know, and then it has into the vintage section, and everything's priced differently. And there was this off to the left, there was a whole PlayStation like room, and it was left to right. It was from like PlayStation 1 with consoles in box you could purchase, like kits, with original PlayStations in them. You were allowed. They weren't like sealed in Saran wrap or anything like that, so you were allowed to like look at the product. And they had all sorts of games, and if they had like a binder, and it had every game for the console that they had in stock with the number of them they had in stock. So for like PlayStation 2 had what, 15,000 games come out for it in its entire catalog. I could probably argue they had 4,000 in their catalog. Of the, you know, they had at least a solid third to a half of the catalog, because it was the majority of the fucking binder. And then it went to PlayStation 3 and 4 and 5 and did the same for Xbox and Sega and the Nintendos. And then there was this really cool section for all my Game Boy people where it had, like, they had a couple of not-for-sale original Game Boys. Like, Gen 1 Game Boys. With, like, authentication paperwork and everything. They were, like, sealed in, like, glass. Like, it was, like, almost like a weird, like, arcade museum that you could purchase stuff at. And they had a testing station for every console. So it was $5. You and your buddy pay $5 each, so $10. And whatever you were going to play or buy, you could physically test the copy of the game at the location on their machine, you know, with the machine, and play it for up to 2 hours before buying the game. If I ever get the chance to go back to Denver, Colorado, fuck buying weed, fuck all of that other shit, Fuck being in the mountains. I'm going to that arcade and spending all of my money. I have no idea. I would have no idea about that, my friend. I hope they, I hope it's the same people, because if it sounds very familiar, then it might be. And that might just be small world type shit. Because people do that shit. Like, when I was in Denver, it was kind of funny. The Airbnb I booked, the person that was the owner of the house of the Airbnb was from a neighborhood I was familiar with in Chicago. Like, I had walked those streets. I had been on her street. So it was just like when she came to the house to do yard work, because she came to the house to cut the grass one day. She didn't, spook the shit out of us. But yeah. That's, there's always that possibility. I'm getting stretches and posture checks. Oh, actually, thank you. Keeping that in mind. Posture's alright. Did a hydrate. Thank you. Cheers. Now, come on, you some bitch. Let's roll. So this cut of weight, this cut right here, of Silva Interchange cars, if I remember where I was at tracking the math, because I've also dropped off another cut of cars that had like 700 or 800 tons on it. Okay, that wasn't as much as I actually thought. Shit on a shingle. It was harder than I fucking thought. Starting to run out of space for these cars. But no, so that adds, what is that, roughly 110, so 502 tons, like I was saying. I think that this cut right here puts us at a breaking 4,100 tons, I think, for the Super Train. So in terms of weight, folks, to put this in perspective, our record train was 7,100. Right? That's our record. 7,100. It was somehow, some way, it was 7,100 tons flat. I think if the photo serves me correctly, I'd have to have JJ send it to me to reconfirm that. I have since done a computer purge. So he has my... It's kind of funny. I sent him a copy of the original photo. The original screenshot. Because he was with me when we did it. And it's on camera. 7,168 tons. Well, damn, Gizmo. That's one way to character assassinate yourself. I'm gonna go check my passenger train. Why did you stop? Cocksucker. That train is not gonna fucking re-roll. If this train gets re-rolling, I would be fucking impressed. I'm gonna have to do some fuck shit. For a second. First slam. That's right, you punk bitch. You get up that hill. I didn't say to fucking stop. I'll teleport behind this thing. Push it my damn self. I don't think I can manually push 600 tons, but I will fucking try. I am the Hulk. Get out and push. I do have 800. There was like at one point 800 people on board. So theoretically speaking, I think 800 people could possibly push that much. At least push it if it's in neutral and no handbrakes are applied. On a... Like, okay, look. Let's go to a classic Thomas story real quick. If we applied the number of passengers that we've seen on the new GLR passenger train, which is 865 people. Think if you got 865 soldiers, right? Specifically just for the science experiment, we're going to pick soldiers. 865 soldiers. Well-fed, well-trained soldiers. Now I'm going to be scrawny little fucks. If you put 865 men at the back of Henry, you're telling me if we just turned his fucking handbrake off, they wouldn't have pushed him out of the goddamn tunnel or been able to at least drag him out of the tunnel? How the fuck did they do it before they had cranes? When they had to lift heavy shit? Go get some horses. But no, my doctor has forbidden me to pull. What the fuck kind of shit is that, you fat controller fuck? You were strong enough, you fat fuck. You just threw your weight into it, motherfucker. You would have moved him. Stop him, Hat. Fuck you. It's a point of contention. Oh, Jesus, it's dark. I can't see. If I can't see, you probably can't see. Yeah, so it might look a little bit weird for a few as we head into the night, because we're not into the full like darkness of night yet, so some colors might be a little weird, but the aim here is to just give it a bit more brightness from the moonlight. Okay, so that's doing that. You, what the frick frack are you doing? Who are you calling Brian? There's no one named Brian. The name doesn't exist. See what I'm talking about, though? How the sky's a bit, like, bluer. Like a blue tinge. Alright, so I need to get these cars shunted. Get those cars shunted. And I need to find an engine. So what do we got? I got 9001, 9002, and 10001. And 13. Well, 13, I think I know what you're doing. Gizmo! It is not a shunting engine. God damn it. You put some respect on her name. Her name is 10001, barely legal. I'm gonna have to start finding another. I'm a goddamn genius. JJ. I don't know if you're still here, but I got a question. When we pack out the rest of Interchange here, or Bryson Yard here, to the point we can't move around here in the yard, why not couple all of the cars for the Interchange up and stash them in that long-ass dead track that goes to nowhere next to Appalachian Hardwood so we have more room to store cars? That way we actually have an active number where the full cut of the cars is at. The only issue might be when we want to actually leave. The only issue I'm kind of thinking we might experience is by doing that when we leave, we'd have to put all of the engine's power at the front, and then break off the one half of that power set and put it at the back, because we're running diesels and steam, and it doesn't make sense to MU at all, because we're just going to run out of fuel. So the way we're going to do this, in operationally, temporarily, alpha version of this, and how we did it last time was, we put a MU set at the front, a MU set in the back, and we had an engine in the middle. And the engine in the middle was controlled by Gizmo. Right? And Gizmo was the auxiliary power, so if we needed extra power, that was her job, just to fling that thing into. She was in manual mode, she was just allowed to full fucking send it and then throttle off. Full fucking send it and throttle off. And, so, what I'm thinking of wanting to do, because everyone has helped build this fucking thing, is put probably the diesels in the front, or diesels in the back. Diesels in the back. Have the steams in the front. And we're running 6 engines. Probably going to need 7 just for the fuck of it. But we have 6. In my head, I know I have 6 engines allocated for this project. That's all we need. I'm fumbling over what I'm trying to say. Words are hard. Words are hard. Basically, we had 2 drivers. 2 MU consists. Three drivers. 2 MU consists and a neutral engine in the middle. The last time we did this. This time around, it's going to be 2 MU consists. 1 at the front, 1 at the back. 2 drivers. And everyone else that's around when we haul it can cram themselves into a engine and ride along with it. Because it's going to be a thing where when this train actually rolls, there's probably not going to be the ability to run anything else on the main line. Hey, wait a minute. I know what you just did. You just hoodwinked me, JJ. I will get it done. But you hoodwinked me. Well, why, yes. You heard me say it, and then thought, this is actually a good idea. And then worded it in a way, like it sounds like an original idea. You son of a bitch! Even if you did it unintentionally, that was just funny. That was just fucking hilarious timing. Because I had just said it 5 minutes ago? Oh. That's ironic. Oh, I hate that. I fucking despise that. Kinda glad my hair isn't very knotty. It only gets knotty once it gets real greasy, but Oh, that's a rough spot, dude. That's a bad one. Ouch. Yeah, give it a good thorough rinsing. I'm weird as shit though, but because I bleach and dye my hair, I double condition my hair, so you want to be set to what, Gizmo? There you go. Yeah, mine isn't that long. Mine goes... Well, if you make me one, if you make me a badge, I'll put it in there. Yeah, no. When I worked in recon and mitigation restoration, it was my hair was always up. My hair goes down it's a little longer than a bob, but I shaved my sides and the back of my head to a 0 and then just leave the top. Just trim the dead ends off and I let that grow out, and then it's what's stretching my hair out straight, pulling it straight, it touches my shoulder. Gizmo, are you on the passenger train by chance? Oh yeah, shit, it's top of the hour. So guys, it's top of the hour, roughly a little after top of the hour. So I just want to say thank you everyone that's stopped by so far. And thank you everyone for tuning in. As we stare at a poll, most engaging content ever. If you're on the YouTube side of things, why don't you consider smashing that like button, destroying that subscribe, and obliterating that bell icon. Really helps out with the engagement if you drop a comment too. We're trying to fight the algorithms, man. Fuck these algorithms. But today I would appreciate the shit out of it if you went and grabbed, if everyone went and grabbed their Abrams M1 and shot that American Screaming Eagle cannon at those items for me and destroyed them to smithereens. Thank you. And just as a scheduling note for you, if you are enjoying these little bite-sized versions of my full-scale streams, these little power hour streams, don't be afraid to stop by on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Check out the full crew. We get the whole session. We get multiple people going in a big session. We're trying to build a big crew here. With that being said, I got to get back to work now. Oh. Hit that like button or Gizmo will give you a splinter. This video comes out, I'm going to see 5,000 likes. It's gonna say at what timestamp it came from. Everyone's going, fuck that, I don't want a splinter. That sounds like a terrible time. Okay, so what cut of cars are you moving down to Connolly Creek right now? Just, can you explain? I know you're moving logs. Can you tell me what number of cars you're moving? I just need the number of cars you're moving. It will tell me what cut you're moving. I'm expecting either a 5, a 7, or an 8. Of course, you're not going to be fucking done. Yes. Yes. And yes. And that was my response to you, friend. Oh, toodles! Ha! Don't make me get the mouse too. Ha! Oh god, my voice is gone. I usually can do that in I can do the Mickey Mouse voice on the spot. This is the one trade-off to streaming before going to work. My voice is just in tethers. I'm gonna have to come up with a whole plan. Letting the 2 engines wait on refill for the other stacks, and going to be adding another train to the shunting around the cars inside Whittier as well once they are finished. Okay. Okay. Just come and take a look. So you got the all right. So you got the 3s in. Okay, cool. V to the H to the D E R Vader reconstructing the Death Star. No need to waste fuel for 14. These can wait for the refill while I shunt around the other cars and Whittier and get them up for when they... Sounds like a plan. I'm gonna let you figure it out, and when something goes wrong, I have learned you'll just start making screaming noises, and that's when I know I need to help you. Like yesterday, when we figured out that your backing engine, your support engine, your battery pack was set in the wrong mode, and you were fighting yourself the whole way along the line. Oh, it happens. Excuse me. I am glad, though, you are learning Connolly Creek and Whittier and the sawmill, because that gives us a little bit more flexibility, you know? Stop saying I have an NPC cough. People are gonna start, like, creating a rumor that I'm a fucking NPC or something. I'm just cheap. I just don't have a fucking webcam like every other small time stream. It's not worth it. I do have the goal for the webcam. I will eventually have my face, my dumbass face in this screen. I'm telling you, just audio record it one day. This is what I'm saying. Just audio record it, right? Just to, like, when you're listening to me talk, just audio record it. A section of me coughing naturally, and just go, "Hey, Railroader devs, nice." Just clip that. Just add this into your sound codes, free of charge. That's true. Oh, you don't. Oh, that's right. You don't have that would be me that has the editing software for that. Just be like, Desert Fox's cough. It's a running joke that he has an NPC. The sad reality of it is just me just smoking. Not cigarettes. Do you know what's cool? So I got a bunch of Discord notifications yesterday while I was at work. Kind of in a, you know, like I said earlier in the stream, I was kind of been in a not so great mood last couple of days. Nothing no one did or anything, just myself. And fucking you start getting these Discord notifications as one does. I posted a feature idea in the Railroader Discord, and I guess a bunch of people liked it, and it got some love. So that was just a one of those little things that, you know, happens throughout your day that goes, you know, that actually cheered me up a little bit. I got a little love from the dev.
Meow.
Meow. So you are not keeping an eye on the passenger train whatsoever? Oh, I see. Yeah, you are. Alright, cool. You're only looking at it. I seen that. I was about to go reset it to start doing its return run. You are too slow. Yeah, at night, I don't really care. Yeah, because we're going to need to... That thing's going to become really inefficient at night if we're not doing what you're doing with that. Because it'll at least keep people constantly packed in the cars. Overnight running, you know. So beforehand, we had to run that passenger train 24 goddamn 7. We may not be a fight, of course, we're not going to be penalized for not hauling it, but I mean, I know the number of passengers won't be as high at night. Unless I'm just kidding myself and the game's going to readjust. And because I did just pass a station not too long ago on stream, and it said there's 168 people waiting, and it's 8 o'clock at night, so... But it is paying off. So our first half a day of running has put us back to 46.41 passenger fares, and it generated $20,708 worth of revenue. On the day, let me bust out the handy-dandy calculator. And that is 28,385 plus 20,708. That's a whopping $49,093 in revenue. And that is a new record for us here on the GLR. So congrats to the whole GLR staff. You are fantastic individuals. Including you, Tommy, who doesn't show up to work, and you're always hammered, and your baby mom... No, I'm kidding. There's no one named Tommy. It's just a fictional character.
I want to let everybody know that Zach is the pussy here.
So how far down does this fucking thing go? Goes a goddamn ways, don't it? And then what, it just stops? Yeah, it just fucking stops. Well, what's it give us, like a mile? Mile and a half? Yeah. Because I want at least...
Good job, you didn't look at the line for the passenger. It went into the wrong line. Good job.
Did it go down into to the factory? So we'll get this finished. We'll put those cars over in Bryson. Leave that there because we're going to bring the others down. And yeah. We'll see where we are for time because that's going to take a few minutes. I might just do that cut by cut. Nah, we're all good. All right. That can be dropped. You can fuck off. Vroom.
It seems we got a light out on this coal building. We're gonna need to call maintenance.
What's wrong with it, Giz? Needs a light bulb replacement. Where the hell are you? What the hell? Well, yeah. I guess I'll put a note in with maintenance, I guess. Thank you for telling me. JJ? Go yell at those maintenance fuckers. If that light bulb isn't fixed by the end of the day, so help me God, I will have those men shot. And by shot, I mean I will fire all the mechanics on the railroad and hire new ones. Go find the passenger train. Okay. Okay, la. Oh, I fucking did the wrong thing. That light's on. That light's on. Oi! You bastard! You're damn right, Gizmo. Huh. Hold on. I'm gonna send that in. Remind me to send that in later. Oh, thank you, JJ. Ugh. Just went all spastic. All right. All right. Do. Comes in. Yeah, you can actually fuck off to like right. No, I need you to not fuck off right there. I need you to fuck off to. That's right. I need you to fuck off to about right there. Just to prove that you'll fuck off to right there. Now. 10,001. How we doing, girly? That's what I like to hear. Let's get to work. I know you're strong enough to push these cars. Okay. Then we got 2 cars. We got another cut up top. All right, yeah. So we'll just refill. I guess just we'll empty out these 3 tracks here at Bryson. And then we'll just start refilling them. Are you letting the Yeah, let it fill up for a little while. Yeah, true. Yeah, if we're gonna go from coast to coast, of the line, then it, those passengers that we're picking up at Andrews. Because when we got the Silva, it dropped a clean, crisp $1,500. So, I mean, that one passenger run JJ said was $5,000 in like all the stations combined. So this one should be better. Well, hopefully. And then, you know, as it gets more dialed in, we'll get the other run going. It's funny. These are Silva Interchange cars, and we're just pushing them further away from Silva Interchange.
Anybody travelling with children, we hate you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think, sorry, didn't mean to breathe into the mic there. Or sign to the mic.
You still love Zach, though.
I ran it to, I filled it up to, like, everything. It was either completely full or one car was missing, like, 2 passengers. And I just fucking sent it. And that was that run you had just finished up. I think when that train gets back to Silva, what I'm gonna do is do I'm gonna fill it overnight and do an express run just solely to Andrews and do the Andrews experiment overnight because that train is when that train gets back to Silva, that train really doesn't have to run till it doesn't have to be running every station till at least 6 or 7 in the morning. So that gives us time to do some experimentation. We got plenty of time to fill it up now to do the run back. We'll have plenty of time to fill it up and do an express run and fill it up for its regular service, its regular morning express service, its morning, commute service from Andrews back east. Sounds a little confusing. Just trust me. Everything will be fine.
I wish I can get passenger train to fill me up.
Come on. Yes, I get it. Yes, ma'am. Alright, sweet. You just drop those logs off. I'll come get a visual of what you did here in a minute. And it's almost done taking them. Yeah, it's not long. If it gets a little bit more here, I'll tell you what the number is at. Because I know it was down into the 80s. So you're at 96% filled. It's at 86.6. It takes 90 logs to fill it up. So yeah. That was a good stretch. Gave you guys a free stretch.
I don't think the AI understands what a car length is. It's either it's depicting an actual car length like a Model T, or it's just stupid.
Did they implement the AI normalizing points or something? 'Cause Gizmo, did you normalize a point at Bryson? Okay. Like this would have been maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago. Less than 5 minutes ago. Cause I just like it just fucking freaked me out because I moved 10,001 back to Bryson, and it was routed onto the main randomly. I'm like, okay. You now have more Sova Intercars waiting at Whittier. Okay. Alright. When I get home from work later, I will do a east to west cleanup run. So I'll pick up all that stuff. That light was bright as shit. Nine cars in Whittier. Awesome. Oh, God. The wooden apparatuses are ready to be shipped out, huh? Gizmo, I think I might have just thought of a project that involves you as the centerpiece of it after we get the new passenger train dialed in and we do this super freighter. It involves this. I did, and if you didn't hear me, that's your fault. And if you missed what I said, well, now you just gotta wait. I cut out? Oh, I don't want that. Well, thank you. I do need to shave, though. Whatever that's supposed to mean, sure. What the fuck, dude? Gizmo, I don't know what you're smoking, but can you like roll some up and pass it around for everyone in the group? Because Jesus Christ, girl. Alright, so we got one more cut. So this thing is 260 tons, huh? It's a nice round number. Yeah, plenty of time. And for any of you who might not be part of the GLR yet and may want to consider joining the Discord, we have a fresh link in the About section down below. It shouldn't expire anymore. I've had some issues with that. So yes, it should finally cooperate to the fullest of its potential. is also the top of the hour. So for everyone, thank you for stopping by. We're getting towards the end here of our Power Hour. But I did want to be, grateful and say thank you for my YouTube people. If you're watching this VOD at any point in the future and you've made it this far, you're freaking mad men and women. Pat yourselves on the back. It's not often you get that kind of retention. So, again, with that Abrams. Smash, destroy, and obliterate that bell icon. And, for the sake of engagement, comment down below, Splinter. Let me know you made it this far into the video and you know what that means. Zach says, hi, YouTube. Also, for any East Coasters, sorry I haven't brought this up at all yesterday or any time during the weekend. I did not know about it until yesterday at work. Sorry to hear about your earthquakes. And I hope your people are okay. And I hope you're doing all right. All my East Coasters, my New Jersey people, my New Yorkers. Yeah, still. Part of the, it's a part of the world that doesn't really experience earthquakes. And when they said there was a New Jersey earthquake, I was like, okay, you're fucking lying to me. Because the tectonic plate isn't but in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And I had to go look, and there's like some mini fault lines. Some actual like geographical information. Well, let me be nice, Gizmo. Fuck off. Why can't I be nice? No, joking about it wouldn't have been nice. I wasn't joking about it. I was being serious. I was being genuine. I'm sorry there was a 7.5 in Japan. And I hope those people are okay. I hope the people in Japan are okay. That's a scary fucking situation to go through. Just get back to fucking moving your logs. Flesdrisky with the hydrate. Thank you, sir. Don't you got, I was going to say, don't you have more wooden phallical objects to be producing? Breaking the law, breaking the law. Yeah, it's Judas Priest. And, breaking the law, breaking the... Sounds like you're constipated, Giz. That's me, but logs. That's me logs. You're gonna be the Captain Jack Sparrow of logging now?
I love using the Whittier Diamond interchange thingy because I don't have to do a runaround to get it set up.
All right. So, oh, Jesus Christ. So, that's I need a lot more goddamn coal cars. If we're gonna do this, we gotta get a lot more coal cars. We'll say it'll be 67 cars in this cut. Just north of 3,500 tons. Son of a bitch. I sound a little disappointed. It's because I kind of am. I thought we'd be a lot further than where we actually are. Okay. Thank you, Giz. Thank you for the update. Come on. $3,500. $39. Well, it's probably gonna be about $4. Just over here fucking lost. Some more for here. Sweet. Do those cars ever fucking leave? I gotta keep an eye on these three. Because they think they're doing that old glitch thing. You said you had some stuff. So we'll go down here. And I'll just start doing my inventory. We got 1. 1 and 1. 3 and 1. 5 and 1. 3 and 5. 3 and 5. 6 and 3. 6 for Andrews. 3 for Silva. Five for Silva, 6. That's 7 and 8 for Andrews. 8 and 5. 8 and 5. Eight and 6. Eight for Andrews, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for Silva. So 8 and 15. 8 and 16. A whole ass cut for Andrews. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 and 15. $24 and 16 with 1 to go in. Oops. $25, 26, 27 for Andrews. 17 and 18 for Silva. So 27 for Andrews. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And 28. So it's 30 and 28. And there's cars that need to go out. Well, next time we get together, I'll probably do some of this work tonight when I get home from work, depending on how I feel. But I think we're going to call that here for a session. Thank you, Gizmo, for hanging out and helping me out today with the Connolly Creek stuff. To everybody else who came in, dropped a message or something, said hello, or just watched. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a fantastic day and get out in the sun, if you got some sunlight going. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.